It was about 15 years ago. I went to my first ever ayahuasca ceremony, and I remember sitting there at the beginning of the ceremony. It was all getting set up. The musicians were there, and everyone was dressed in white, and I was really scared. I was crapping myself, to be honest, because I'd had a long history in my life of, let's call it drug abuse. You may not agree with me. I had what I considered to be quite a serious pot addiction. I would smoke spliffs every day. I really wanted to give up, but I couldn't. Now that to me is addiction. I wasn't very happy with this. I'd managed to give up some years ago, but I was really worried about getting into ayahuasca because I didn't think that drugs was a part of spirituality. And yeah, anyway, that was my story. But I ended up at this ceremony. Someone invited me to it. It sounded really interesting, really exciting. My partner at the time had been to one recently, and she was telling me how amazing it was for her. And yeah, I thought, all right, I'm going to get me some of that. So I went to the ceremony. I'm sitting there and I'm really afraid. I drank the first cup and I sat there, and I must have come up immediately because I was hearing the music that was playing, and I was hearing this voice in my head that was like partly my voice, but partly another voice. I was having a conversation, essentially. Because I was told that you can converse with the spirit of the medicine, with Mother Ayahuasca or Grandmother Ayahuasca. So, and I had all these questions, I had all these fears. So I'm asking all these questions, and in my head, with the intention of speaking to the spirit, and the answers coming straight away. And they're all coming in time and in tune with the music. It was really a profound experience. In the end, what came through actually was a song. It was the first medicine song I received in my first ever ceremony. That was, well, it was beautiful. I'll sing it for you one day. Anyway, the point of the story was, I came up and I had all my experience. What I experienced was love. It was the most profound feeling of love I've ever had in my life. I thought I knew what love was up until that moment, but I realized during the ceremony that if this was love, everything else that I thought was love in the past just pales into insignificance. It was the most overwhelmingly beautiful thing. And whilst I was filled with this love and joy, I heard this voice in my head from the spirit of the medicine, and she said, right, you work for me now. I was like, okay, tell me what to do. And she said, I will. But first, you get a drink, okay? I went and had my other glass and carried on. And she kind of guided me through my life for quite some time. I went to a lot of ceremonies. I'm not here to advocate ayahuasca ceremonies. It's not for everybody. It's a powerful experience. It's strong. It's not pleasant often. But it was right for me at the time, and the spirit of the medicine became my teacher. She became like my guru, and I was interested in healing. I'd had some training. I'd done some stuff in India, and I'd done some stuff in Guatemala and a little bit in Mexico, and I was interested in shamanism. But she became my guru. She became my teacher, and she just consistently taught me new things. And I found myself moved and guided to be in the right place at the right time, to be able to help people in their journey. And I found myself assisting in medicine ceremonies and being that guy in the ceremony that helps people out when they go through difficult ceremonies, difficult passages. And I would make this prayer at the beginning of the ceremony if I was there in service. I'm like, Mother Ayahuasca, Great Spirit, Mother Earth, you know who needs healing. You know what they need and when and why and how. Please use my body like a puppet and make my body do the things that are needed to be done in this three-dimensional reality to help these people to overcome whatever it is they need to overcome. And in that way, I found this quality of surrender where I could just let go, and I witnessed my body doing things, sometimes just with my hands, other times with tools, with feathers, with crystals, and so many different things and so many different techniques that I was taught during these ceremonies. And this went on for, a decade or more. So I consider that I had this amazing one-to-one training with this shamanic goddess, this spirit of the Amazon rainforest who took me as a disciple and taught me all this really cool stuff. And it kind of came to a time when I needed to share this. I was kind of guided to start teaching other people how to do it. One or two people came to me in ceremony and they're like, well, I see like you know, doing all this really cool stuff in the ceremonies and helping people and healing. And I really want to do that. How do I do it? How do I do that? Can you teach me? Can you show me? Yeah, sure. I show you, you know, what I can. And but it became a thing, you know. It took a long time to teach people, like 10 years of an apprenticeship with a spirit guide. So I put together this course called the Shamanic Energy Healer Training. And it's a modular course. We do weekend blocks. The first weekend is the foundation of how she taught me to work. The main techniques of channeling energy healing. And the most important thing is to find this connection with the divine, with Great Spirit, with Pachamama. That's what I call them. You know, you have your own relationship with God, no doubt. You call them whatever you want to call. We can just say God, we can say Great Spirit, whatever. But it's this connection. And by calling in the energy from the divine above and calling in the energy from the divine below into the body and breathing those energies through, we can perform absolute miracles of healing. And this is, in essence, what we teach in Module 1. There are other modules. They don't have to be done in any particular order. But we talk about shamanic energy healing of the mind, the energy body, how all our patterns and programs and traumas and childhood conditioning and all that kind of stuff, past life stuff even, is all kind of intermeshed into our energy body, into our chakras, and how we can unweave all of that, how we can unpick all of that stuff for ourselves and help other people to do the same, so that we can become free, we can become liberated from our conditioning. That's a very powerful weekend. Another module is called Shamanic Energy Healing Through Time and Space, which is a dedicated focus on remote healing, on distance healing. And that's really cool. It gets very metaphysical. We start bringing in all these different techniques that you wouldn't necessarily do on a face-to-face session. Very powerful, very cool. We start bending time, we start bending space, and make. Yeah, we're playing with laws of physics. Really, it's very cool. There are a few other modules in the pipeline. I want to go very deeply into working as an empath. A lot of empaths I know struggle greatly. It's hard being an empath in this day and age. We just feel everything, all the pain and the suffering of all the people around us. And, you know, I know many empaths that just like to lock themselves away and hide from the world because it's hard. It's tough. But it doesn't have to be that way. We can thrive as empaths. And I have some really cool techniques that I want to share with you, how we can manage all of this kind of extra emotional content that's in the ether that kind of surrounds us and seems to be coming from within us, and how we can differentiate between what's ours, what's other people's, and how to manage all that we feel. And there will be many more modules that will come through because, well, quite frankly, I haven't stopped learning. And the more I learn, the more I have to give and the more I want to share, because it helps us all, doesn't it? It helps us all evolve. It helps us all grow. If we can grow as individuals, if we can help other people to grow as individuals, then, you know, that's a little part of humanity growing and evolving. And, you know, there's no pressure on any one of us to save the world, but we all do our little bit. And this is mine, sharing this. And if you feel like you would like to know more about this and you'd like to share this with me, I would be honored to be a stepping stone on your path to greater spiritual evolution. And if I can help you to help other people, then that's the greatest teamwork that there is. So connect with me. Send me a message on any of the social media platforms. Google me if you like. If you want to find more about me, just Google my name. You'll find me on all social media platforms, I guess. And yeah, I'd love to make contact with you and come and check out my course. And if it's something that's interesting for you, then as I say, I'll be very honored to share what I know with you. Thank you for listening, and look forward to reconnecting if we know each other already. And what more shall I say? Bless your hearts, bless your life, and I hope